And we're rolling. All right, dude. Yes, sir. We got no Blake again this week. But me and Smock. And then we have a guest, Sam, today.
How y'all doing?
Sam Thornley.
What up, what up?
Yeah, some shit's going on with Blake, so he's not able to be here today. I won't go into it, but sucks. Hope he's doing alright. But yeah, man. So I don't remember what episode this is. 8, I think.
I don't know.
I don't
9.
know either. Whatever.
It'll be on there.
But yeah, so Sam, what's going on, dude? How was I guess we'll start off. We did one with you and
It was heavy.
it was heavy. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I wanted to get you back in here so we could redo it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. You've been through since you were what, 15, 16?
Oh, man.
You've been through the fucking ringer, dude. I mean,
Really? Really, it started when I was about 4.
yeah, tell us, dude. Tell us it all, dude. Let's get into it. I mean, if
Shit, yeah.
If you're cool with it.
yeah.
No, man, I don't hold back no more. I don't let my past...
And there's no fucking judgment here.
Nope.
I don't let my past define me. But I don't want to forget it completely either. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I definitely realized that what happened when I was real young is a part of the reason why I am the way I am today, why I've done a lot of the things that I've done. Things started when I was about 4 through 7 years old. Mom had a boyfriend, and I thought he was all right, but really, this guy was a piece of shit, treated my mom bad, and he treated us kids bad too, in ways that, kids don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, at that age, you're not gonna know. That's the bad thing is you don't know what's right and wrong anymore.
Yeah, and it's like a dude like that will manipulate a child to think that what's going on is okay, and what was going on was molestation and some dark shit.
Was this just you, or was it your sisters too?
I know it happened to one of my sisters, and she went to court for that and testified against him and everything. And I didn't find out about this until way later in life. I told no one until I was about 15 years old. But
So you're 4 through 7. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you off track. So you're 4 through 7.
Yeah. And like I said, I just had it wasn't a stepdad because they weren't married,
right.
But he lived at the house. It was my mom's boyfriend, and he wasn't a good guy, and he had some shit wrong with his brain, and as a result, he did things to us kids that fucked us up for life.
I'm sure.
Just to be honest.
Yeah.
I handle it and deal with it, and I can talk about it today. Whereas before, when I first really told anybody, I told them, but I couldn't talk about it in a setting like this. Never.
I remember, not to cut you off, but I remember when you told me. I may have been the first person you even told, because we were hanging out heavy that time.
I think you might have been.
Because I remember when you told me, because you said it was that guy, and then there was another guy that was really fucking like, not necessarily close to me, but he was close to your family. I mean, we're cousins.
Yeah.
Your mom is my mom's sister, half sister, but
yeah,
that dude, I didn't ever really have anything to do with like the other sisters. Not that I don't like Lily's amazing. I love Lily. She's cool as fuck.
Right.
I don't really know Patty or Tim. But anyway, we won't drop the name, but
yeah, I'll keep that one. Just because he has a family and things nowadays, and I'm not gonna drop that bomb. But
yeah, we'll get to that.
He can handle that himself in his own mind because I've already processed that. I've already talked with somebody about that. I've already talked with several people about that and processed it. Him, however, he can let that sit in his brain and he can think about that for the rest of his life. And that's fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's enough treatment for me. For him, he can let that take up space in his brain and, because I know that's not something he's going to forget about.
No.
It's going to bother him for life, and that's fine by me. That
Yeah.
can be his punishment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mom's boyfriend. So how old were you when this started, and how many times do you think it actually happened? Was it like over a course of years it was happening? Months?
It was a course of years, from about 4 to 7 years old.
Jesus Christ. So with the one guy.
Yeah, with the mom's boyfriend.
Okay.
Did anybody have like an idea what was going on?
No.
Because at that age, you can manipulate a kid.
Oh God, yeah.
So easily.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like my kid with the potty. I'm trying to potty train. I'm like, hey, if you use the potty, I'll give you a piece of candy. I'll
Santa
buy you
Claus
a
is
toy.
real.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Easter bunny, tooth fairy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this motherfucker made me feel like it was like a game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was like something that's okay, and it's cool,
Right.
and it's not. And as a kid, you don't know that though.
Right.
So, yeah.
So what age did you realize it was not right?
Probably around 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And I still didn't tell anybody then until I was about 15.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I heard about it happening to other people, not my family yet,
Yeah.
but other people. I was in treatment for my first time when I was 15, drug treatment, and that's when I told somebody for the first time. I told my counselor for the first time. I remember it really well, and I had told them because that counselor shared in group a story about how just about the same thing happened to him,
Mm-hmm.
but by his uncle.
Yeah.
And so that inclined me to want to tell someone, and I'm glad that I did. And like I said, since then I've been able to talk more about it with professionals, therapists. I see a trauma therapist specifically now too. I have PTSD. I have major depressive disorder, and I have generalized anxiety disorder. And that's as a result of what happened when I was a kid, and other stuff happened when I was a kid too. That's less serious, but it's still things that when you're a kid, they affect how you think, process, and make choices as you grow up. I don't know. I was by myself a lot.
Yeah.
Mom worked a lot.
Yeah.
She had to work a lot.
Yeah.
She was taking care of us kids, and I don't down her for that, but that's just, like I said, it's just a result.
Mm-hmm.
So so when did your mom and dad divorce? When you were what, 3 or 4 then?
Like 1.
So you were 1. Okay. So do you think that had anything to do with any of the trauma besides the
What will come in the future?
Right.
You know?
I don't.
at that young of an age, you know what I mean?
No, the divorce didn't affect me.
Now, do you think it affected like your big sister?
It probably did. Yeah, they were probably old enough to, maybe not Shelby. She would only have been 3. You don't really make memories until you're like older 3s and 4s.
Right. What? How old was Emily? She
would have been, I guess, around 7 or 8.
So that probably.
It probably did affect her. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Okay, so 4 to 7 that happened,
Right.
and so did your mom just like leave this guy? Like they just kind of broke up?
Yeah, they broke up. I'm pretty sure he's in prison right now.
So they broke up. Like was that like a? So when you were from the 4 to 7, when you were 7 and they broke up, did you kind of feel relieved when that happened? Like, did you know what was going on at 7 years old? Like, in your own way, you kind of knew, like, this isn't fucking okay.
You know, half-ass, but just barely, bro. Like, just barely. I didn't really think anything of it at all.
Right.
I was glad when he left because I realized then that when I came home and was alone with him or anything, like later on, probably around the 7 age, close to then, I kind of just barely remember it. But I remember just like feeling uneasy if I would come home and was alone with him, even if he wasn't going to do anything or anything like that. I do have memories of feeling anxious around him. But that's really it. I don't know. Honestly, I think it's because of the amount of benzos that I've abused, but my memory is not 100%
Right.
at all. It's pretty bad, really.
Right.
Like, I don't remember a whole lot.
Well, you were trying to, like, subdue all that, right? You were trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
That's why you were...
Yeah.
I know I'm not... Like, you can speak for yourself, obviously, but, like, that was, like, most of the reason, right? To be like, I just want to be fucked up so I'd never have to think about this.
Oh, yeah. The anxiety and depression and all that, the thoughts that I would have because of my PTSD, the flashbacks, you know, all that went away when I was on a few Xanax.
Right.
And, you know, it just made it go away.
So, you have the 4 to 7 with this guy. So, what age were you when the other person started doing the...
I don't honestly remember, but I think it was around the same time.
Was that like a one-time thing? Or was that like a multiple...
It was a few times, I'm pretty sure.
Not that it fucking matters.
No,
But I just... You know...
Yeah, I think it was a few times.
That sucks, dude, because it sounds like you just got stuck in that, you know? Like, it doesn't matter from who, you know?
So
it
you
was
had...
fucked up. I can't believe I encountered it twice in my life. 2 pieces of shit that would fuck with a child like that.
Yeah.
But that's my luck, I guess.
Look, man, I remember being... After you telling me, I remember we would go out to the cabin, and his bitch ass would show up. And I just... Not only did I feel fucking just anger for you, but I felt just so much fucking hatred toward this person.
You remember how much I would drink
Fuck yeah,
at that time?
You
know why?
Yeah, it makes sense. Now it makes sense because the fucker was there. We would
I drank so much that it probably got close to killing me.
Yeah.
I drank a lot.
Yeah. We would our aunt would go to sleep and she slept out in the camper and she has a cabin down at what is that, Patterson Bay? What is that?
Matthews Bay or Patterson?
It's some type of bay.
It's some.
It's actually a really fucking awesome place to be.
Yeah.
It is.
And it was a badass cabin, and we stayed there. And we would stay there. I think we stayed there, me and him, a couple times.
Several times.
But so she would go to sleep because she'd get fucking hammered on. You know what I mean? So she would go to sleep, and then we would sneak into her, because she slept out in the camper. So we'd sneak into her camper, take her twisted teas. We'd have fucking red Solo cups full of Captain.
She'd have them big handles
the big
of Captain.
gallons. We'd just fill it up, and there was no chasers, so we would just be like... And how old were we? We didn't even have licenses, dude. We were like...
Yeah, we were
15?
probably 15, 16.
Just terrible.
We were wrecked.
And then we were smoking weed on top of it. Well, listen, it was a great fucking time.
It was.
It really was. We had a great time out there. But every fucking time that motherfucker showed... And honestly, I know you're cool with him now, but the parents of this motherfucker, I do not fucking... to this day, I do not like. Because I don't know if they... I guess that's kind of what I want to ask. Do they even know? Do they accept it?
I don't think they know.
Because, like...
I'm sure dude's not telling everybody. He probably hasn't told nobody.
I don't think they know.
Why would you tell someone that?
He's probably, like I said, he's got that sitting in his brain.
Does he even know that you even like
comprehended it?
I doubt it.
Because we never said anything to him.
I mean, he's dumber than a box of rocks. He probably don't understand. Honestly.
He is not a smart guy.
I mean, just being honest, he probably doesn't understand.
So 4 to 7 was nothing but trauma for you, and then 15 hits. Because I mean, dude, me and you from 13 to 15 or 16, we were like with each other every fucking day.
Oh yeah.
Like school, I'd stay at his house or he'd stay at my house.
Yeah.
We'd go to school, but man, what I want to say it was around 13, 14. We were like fucking. We had the zebra pens. Remember the zebra pens? We'd break them in half, and then we'd fucking use them for hitters.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And
we screw them just right.
Yeah.
You stuff the end inside there,
Yeah.
and then it's a hitter.
We would sit up in his room when we stayed at his house because his mom was out in the country. We'd sit upstairs in his room, turn on the Stay Trippy album by Juicy J or the Ritz album. I remember the day we found Ritz.
I do too.
We were listening to Yellow Wolf driving around in his truck,
bro.
And then I think it was, what song was it? It was Wasting Time.
It was
playing.
Wasting Time. That was the first song
Wasting
we
Time
ever
was
heard
playing
by
in
Ritz.
his truck. He was like, "This is my dude," and he turns it up, and we're like, "Who is this?" And we look him up, dude. And then White Jesus Revival, the whole album, we would listen to it just over and over and over.
I got goosebumps. I'm serious.
Like, dude, that's
and
what
I remember meeting Ritz, bro, and he performed Wasting Time. Dude, it was fucking so cool. That's one of the best memories I got, bro.
There you go. You guys need to go hit a Ritz concert up one.
We
I'd
fucking,
love to.
bro, we had so
I'm
much
sober
fun.
now.
And we thought we were so clever because we had the fucking toilet paper rolls filled with fucking dryer sheets, you know what I
They knew
mean?
we were getting stoned.
We're idiots, though, right? You had a balcony outside of his house.
This is funnier.
Upstairs,
Yeah.
and we'd be outside smoking, you know, and we're like, "Oh, we're outside." Well, he had an air conditioner unit right next to us,
We had it running. Because it was summer.
so it was just blowing the weed smoke and the smell inside. And his mom would come and be like, "What happened to all the fucking food, Sam?" She'd be like, "It smells like fucking weed. Bring it down to me." Dude, it was... Or that time she came home, we had the speakers bumping. She said,
What is that noise?
"All I hear is boom, boom, boom."
Yeah, that's what it was. Dude, those speakers were so loud. I would wake up at like 6 a.m. when I was like 15, 16 and just start blasting music. I bet the neighbors hated me. Even out in the country, I got a neighbor like, I was like,
half a mile away.
No,
they're closer than that.
It's Lighterberry, so I mean,
Oh,
they're
okay.
close, but it's basically the country.
I just got one neighbor that's an actual neighbor. They're like, I don't know, 50, 100 feet away from my house, but they were probably upset.
They would come outside and me and him would be on the porch.
Oh my god!
Hayden would just fucking yell and make noises, and then you just see him.
They'd be like, what the fuck's I think there's a banshee out in Lighterberry walking around.
Dude, we had... Listen, those are like... From my childhood and my teenage years, dude, those are some of the best fucking times I ever had. Just hanging out. Or like we would go up into my parents' attic.
Yeah.
It would be hot as fuck.
Yeah, we'd be up there sweating like a mother.
Smoking weed though, because it's like it's just gonna stay up there and you're not gonna smell it. You know what I mean? I mean, waking Blake up at 2 a.m, being like, "Hey man, you got any weed to give us?" Yeah, we're smoking out the window. We would hang our head out the window
In his room.
because that window didn't have a screen in it. But okay. Those times were fucking fantastic, and I cherish those, dude. I'm so glad we got to experience, you know, those early childhood because we had a great fucking time.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then at 15, you know, we went our own ways because you started getting into the Xanax. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't mind having a couple at that time, but I really wasn't into it.
I was the muncher. I was munching them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And getting stupid.
Like, you'd put, like, fucking 6 or 7 of them into, like, a little...
Orange juice.
ocean spray little orange juice bottle and then just shake it up and just drink it. And he would. So I kind of
I just drink it all at once.
Yeah.
And then be driving around and shit.
So I kind of distanced myself from him. And then I went out my own way and did my own dumb shit. But so you're 15, you're figuring this shit out. So take us from there.
So
Just
at that point, I was getting real heavy into the pills and shit, like the Xanax, like you were talking about, and opiate pills, things like that. And I would take a lot of them when either one. I would take a lot of the Xanax or the opiate pills. I was taking a lot of them when I was taking them. Like Caleb said, I'd go get a Simply orange juice from Casey's. I'd put about 7 or 8 blue Xanax, 1 milligram Xanax in there, shake it up, and I would drink it. And I'd be driving around and shit, or I'd just be sitting at somebody's house. I mean, either way, it was awful. I was doing it to block out what memories and feelings I had from the things that had happened. And just the anxiety and depression and stuff that had developed because of those things that happened. I was blocking that stuff out. And it's only temporary. It's only a temporary fix. Those little blue pills, they look really pretty and they feel really good when going down, and they make me not care and not think about anything, but that only lasts for a short time, Once they wear off, everything is still right there, right in the forefront of your mind too, and it comes back about 10 times harder. The longer you avoid the things that are ailing you, the longer you avoid the things that are in your brain that are eating you up, the longer that you're going to live in despair, the longer that you're not going to be able to enjoy life. And I experienced that for a long time. Avoidance was killing me. It was keeping me on drugs. It was getting me to where I was experimenting with more powerful drugs all the time to block that stuff out even more. And as a result, it was hurting my health, it was hurting my brain, and it was hurting my family. It was killing my family as much as it was killing me. It was making them just as sick as I was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
so you clinically died twice, right?
yes, probably more than that. Just from some overdoses that I've had that some people saved me with Narcan from. But
so let's start from the beginning of like the first one, and then let's kind of. So the first one when your mom took you to the rehab and you ate that handful of pills.
Yeah, I ate all those somas, and I was already on some heroin and some Xanax, and I ate probably 17 or 18 somas. And I have no recollection of anything from about 15 minutes after that. I was in the middle of checking into a detox. And I took all these pills because I thought, well, if I'm going to be getting off drugs, I better get one in right now. So I ate them all.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
And I don't remember nothing about 15 minutes after that. I'm talking to the lady, and then I guess I just went unresponsive right there on the table. Or right there in the chair at the table talking to the lady with my mom sitting there. Yeah, they rushed me to the hospital, and they pronounced me dead. I don't know for how many minutes. But yeah, my dad was on the way, and they were starting to make plans for a funeral.
Jesus.
Same as another time. I'll just go ahead and get into that right now. So like I was talking about, as my mental health and as my drug abuse escalated, and I was getting into heavier and heavier and harder drugs, and more serious ways of using those drugs, like with needles.
Before you go on, will you pull this closer to your mouth?
Yeah, my bad.
There you go.
So, yeah, I got into harder drugs, and one of them drugs was heroin. And that was one that really messed me up. and kept me in a dark place for a long time, along with the Xanax. I was using those both together pretty much every day. And then I got into the fentanyl, laced heroin, and things like that. And then I got to where I was looking specifically for fentanyl because the regular heroin wasn't doing the job anymore. So I'm in Springfield, and I'm with a bunch of fucking dope heads. We all hung out together and did dope together, and I overdosed in the car. And they ended up pushing me out on the street. And they took my shoes and they took my Champion hoodie. So I was laying out in a snowdrift. It was January, the beginning of January, and I'm laying out in a snowdrift for 3.5 to 4 hours. I can't remember what my body temperature was, but they had to basically thaw me out when I got to the hospital. They thought I was dead. I was in a hypothermic coma, which is when you get so cold that your brain shuts off and you go into a coma. And they didn't think I was going to live then either. This was 2020 in January, like I said. So this was the height of the COVID epidemic. And they weren't letting families come visit. But well, I was in ICU, and I was so close to death in this hypothermic coma. I was so close to dying that they had my family come in. They let my family come visit, and that was a serious thing. I don't remember this at all, but
Your immediate family, right?
yeah, my mom and dad and my 2 sisters. They let them come, and nobody else was allowed to have visitors, unless, like I said, I guess I was that close to passing away.
Yeah. Like, they wouldn't even let me come up there.
Yeah, it was a whole ordeal. I ended up having all kinds of infections in my body after that, from being exposed to the cold, from breathing cold air in for so long. I had a kind of pneumonia that at first they couldn't even identify. They finally did a chest x-ray, found out that I had all of this infection in my lungs. By that time it had spread to my blood, so I was septic. Septic is when you have infection in your blood running through your whole body. The next step after that is an infection in your heart, which I got. Endocarditis, an infection in the lining of my heart. And yeah, I was in the hospital for 8 or 9 weeks on IV antibiotics 24/7 until this infection in my blood and my heart cleared up. Because yeah, I was gonna die without those antibiotics. Mm-hmm. And it took so long for them to identify this infection that it had just gotten really serious at that point. So yeah, I spent that time in the hospital, and then that was really a traumatizing time too. Being in the hospital for that length of time, and
how long were you in the coma?
I was in the coma for, I think it was for 4 days. I woke up the day of the insurrection when they stormed the Capitol building. That was the first thing that I heard when I woke up from my coma.
That's nice. The world outside's fucking collapsing on us, you know.
And it was
zombies.
Zombies. It was an English lady, and she was like, "Hello, dear. They've stormed the Capitol today." That's the first thing I hear when I wake up out of this 4-day coma, and I'm like, "What?
Why am I?
Where the fuck am I?
Am I in England? They're storming what Capitol? Like they're killing the Queen? What's going on?" Freaked me out.
That's crazy. Do you remember anything about the coma?
No. I remember waking up and having to learn how to walk, eat, swallow, and breathe correctly again.
That was just in 4 days.
Yeah.
You lost all that motor skills.
Yep.
Weren't you?
They
at,
thought
like,
I was going to be brain dead if I woke up at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
They thought I was completely brain dead. They showed no activity in my brain. They did 2 different scans, and both of those scans showed no activity in my brain.
So you blew their mind then when you woke up, right?
I guess so.
Weren't you like 40? Wasn't it like 40? You were like 48 degrees or some shit when they found you.
Dude, it was like an extreme cold.
Yeah, because it was cold as fuck that year.
It was really cold, and I was laying in a snowdrift with no shoes on and no shirt and like some thin pants.
Yes, and he was laying on snow, dude.
Yeah,
snowbank.
Straight up in a snowbank. Cars rolling by, probably.
Listen, man, I remember getting that call from my mom. We were coming out of... We just got gas at Murphy's in Springfield. We were in Springfield. So we were shopping around, and me and the wife and the kid, she wasn't even that old. You know what I mean? She was just a few months old. And we were at a stoplight waiting for it to turn green, and my mom calls me, and I answer it, and she's like, "Hey, your fucking cousin Sam is they found him on the side of the road, and they don't think he's gonna make it. And you can't go see him." And dude, and I'm not trying to make this about me, but I just want to tell you how I felt about it, dude.
No,
because
I want to know.
it was for me. Yeah, we hadn't talked in a long time. You know what I mean? That's the first thing that hit my head was like, I haven't talked to this dude. You know, like I kind of, because I distanced myself because I had a baby. I got a better job, and I was trying to just start the family and be there for them. And not that I, hated you or anything. I was just like, I can't be involved in that. You know what I mean?
No, it totally makes sense.
So she calls me, and I'm at the stoplight. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go fucking see him, And she's like, they won't let anyone in. Because it was right at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah, it was like at the worst of COVID.
And she was like, only immediate family can go up there. And I'm like, so I can't go see, one of my best friends that I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
That's about to die.
And also is my family.
Yeah.
Like, what are you, like a second or a first? You're my first cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a kid.
Yeah. So it's like, I couldn't even go fucking hold his hand and just tell him I loved him and say my goodbyes and, and, I remember just, Bailey just took my hand and, I fucking cried like a baby because, dude, you mean a lot to me, even though we were distant, you know what I mean? You still, like at that, there wasn't a day that didn't go by that I wasn't like, man, I hope that dude's okay. I hope he's fucking getting it together, And after that, I was just fucking pissed. I was like, I called my mom back, and I was like, I'm just gonna go up there and just go in there. Like, they're not gonna
fucking stop me.
They're not gonna stop me. I'm just gonna go in there. I have to say goodbye to this fucking dude. You know what I mean? I have to fucking say goodbye to him. There's no way. When's the next time I'm going to see him in the open fucking casket?
Mm-hmm.
Lifeless? Fuck that. So, anyway, Mom calmed me down, but that was one of the shittiest fucking moments because you still, even to this day, you mean a fuckload to me, dude. We have so many fucking crazy memories. And so many good ones. Not really that many bad ones.
Not really.
We never really got into it. Like when we were in the fucking junior high or elementary school or junior high, we we had our issues, but it wasn't nothing that meant shit to us when we got older,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it was like this. It was like not necessarily. If you would have actually fucking died, that would have traumatized the fuck out of me for sure.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. Like, I'm lucky I had Bailey there.
Yeah.
Because she kept me together, dude. But one of the toughest times, like, other than, like, my best friend, Richmond, killing himself, that was, like, you know, one of those moments where it's like, and I hadn't had one of the moments since I was probably 12, you know, when my fucking grandfather died, you know, I didn't really have any deaths. You know what I mean? Not immediate family like that.
Right.
Fuck, dude, we were always stoked whenever you got out of rehab. I know you hit about every goddamn rehab, you know?
Pretty much. I went on the fucking tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but
You went out of state.
Dude,
Yeah.
like, we was like, dude, hopefully it fucking sticks with him, dude.
There was nothing but good things from me, Smock.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know me and Smock anyway. I don't know about anyone else, but I know it was always
Fuck, dude, hopefully, yeah.
yeah, like he's got this, dude. Like
This time definitely feels different.
I can tell that it's different because before it would be like. So that one time you came back from the out of state rehab, you came back, and you were like, "Hey, I'm back in town. You know what I mean? I want to see you and shit." I'm like, "All right, cool." And I was working, and I got off work, and I go up to fucking a buddy's house in Chandlerville where you were at, and I show up, and he's just out. You're just out. You're nodded out, and I'm like, "You just got out of fucking rehab, dog."
Yeah, bro. A lot of them times I didn't give myself a chance.
Yeah, dude, like you were literally out, and I was like, the first thing I said to you, I was like, what's gonna get this through your fucking head? Like, do I need to fucking slap you in the face or something? Like, do I need to fuck you up so it gets through your fucking head? Does someone literally have to beat this into your head? Like, you have so much to offer the world, because you're not fucking stupid. You've never been fucking stupid.
That's like one of the things like I can never say about you, dude.
Yeah.
Is like you're fucking like stupid.
All of your mom's kids, all like Emily, Shelby, and you, dude, you guys are fucking smart, you know? So just seeing that go to waste was like, it was like, dude, for one, you kind of have, and I don't know how you and your dad are now, but you kind of had a life there for you. After, you know, if you would have graduated and just worked with your dad, like, at some point, I guarantee you could have just took that over, and that would have been your life. You would have had money. You would have had great things. You could have had a great family.
Yeah. A lot of security.
And I was like, why would someone want to give that up? And then it results back to, well, there's a lot more there going on than just fucking, I like drugs.
Yeah, I could be beat a million times. And
Yeah.
it wouldn't have gotten it through my head. It's like, it's something that when you decide you're done, that's when you're done. And until you decide that you're done, you're not done.
Yeah.
And you have to really decide that in the deepest part of your soul. You got to decide that you are done. And I mean, that's what I had to do.
I mean, outside looking in from like where I was sitting, dude, we just thought, you know, we were all bad apples. I would say probably we were all bad. We just thought maybe you're just a bad apple. Eventually, you'll get back on the track.
Yeah, he'll grow up.
Yeah.
He'll grow up at some point.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, shit, we've done some questionable things. We all have.
For sure.
So
even though I knew about the things that happened, I didn't think that it would ever do that much damage to you to where you were like, I don't even fucking care about myself.
Dude, that's exactly. I was just about to interrupt you and say, care about myself, because that's what it was. I didn't give a shit about myself. I hated myself for a long time.
I mean, I couldn't imagine, dude.
Yeah,
I bet
I mean,
you're at your low,
dude.
at that time. Every day you woke up thinking,
fuck, I wish I wouldn't have woke up.
R-
That's
right.
how I felt.
now did you think like, did you blame it on yourself at first? Were you like, is this my fucking fault?
I blamed it on myself. I still do sometimes.
Like it was me. It wasn't the two pieces of shits that did it.
I still do that to myself at some point. And it's
you shouldn't, dude. Like I said,
I mean,
none
I-
of that. It was.
I
that
try
was
my
all out of
best,
your
and
control, dude.
that's why I process things with a therapist and with a drug counselor and all that, and why I take medicine. But there's still times when, you know, I mean, it'll be like that forever. There will be times when I blame myself,
Yeah.
and that's just part of the disease, though. It's also a disease. Drug addiction is also one of the only diseases that will tell you you don't have a disease. It's convinced me so many times that I would be okay doing it one more time, that I could just do it this once, get out of treatment and think, oh, I can do it once. No. like they say in the different AA and A things like that, one is too many and 1,000 is never enough.
Yeah.
And that's how it is with me and Xanax and heroin.
I mean,
If I take one,
That's it.
it's over with, bro.
You're gonna just continue to
I'm gonna be
escalate.
on that path until something happens that shakes me to my core and says, and I have a moment of clarity, as they call it, and I think, what am I doing to myself? I have to go somewhere to get some help. And that's why I've been to treatment so many times, is because the help that I needed, I couldn't give myself. I put myself down sometimes for going to treatment so many times that I have to remember, I had to remove myself physically from the situation to be able to get clean, to be able to get through those withdrawals that are so fucking hard to get through. That, you're thinking, well, if I just do a shot of dope or I take a pill, then this is going to go away. So that's why I had to remove myself physically so many times and get into a program where I could be away from the stuff that was killing me.
Because you can't just quit benzos cold turkey.
You'll die.
It's alcohol and benzos. If you're addicted to those and you quit, you're dead. You will die.
Yeah, I've had seizures, cracked my head open, almost died from those seizures. I've had some crazy shit happen. Just from trying to stop benzos and heroin cold turkey on my own.
You have to go on these treatments, and they have to. Is it getting nasty out?
Yeah, a little bit.
Storm coming. So you get out of these, or you go into these treatments, and they have to give you something to subdue the withdrawals from the benzos.
They give you a benzo.
But you can.
It's a lighter benzo, and they start you at a higher dose, and they just lower it little by little, so that you don't have those really dramatic withdrawals like the seizures and the tremors and shakes.
I mean, that shit will kill you, right? Like, sometimes the come down off of those, man, like not having enough. Can't you go like shock and shit?
Oh, if you stop
you can die.
Xanax, if you're addicted to Xanax, like if you're eating them every day for years and years,
you just can't.
You can't quit. You will die. Your body's dependent on that.
You'll have seizures that'll kill you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's
Same
two
with
things.
alcohol.
There's two things in the world, and
I heard alcohol.
It's alcohol and benzos.
Those are the only drugs that'll kill you from not doing them.
So, but heroin is like, you can quit. You're gonna get fucking sick.
You're gonna wish you were dead, but you're not.
You're not gonna die.
That's how I've always thought of it.
How was the come down off of one of those? Like, is it like straight up body aches, sweats?
It's like the flu.
Is it like what we see in the movies, kind of?
Yeah, bro. Yep. And I've actually had worse than that. There's a thing called precipitative withdrawal, where I'm on a medicine now. It's called Suboxone, and it's for heroin and opiate cravings, and it's like for people who are fresh off of opiates and stuff, and they're just getting started in their sobriety to help with those cravings. There's a medicine. It's called Suboxone. It actually has an opiate in it. It's a light opiate, and then it also has an opiate blocker. So the opiate in the medicine doesn't get you high. It just makes it to where those cravings are subdued so that you can handle yourself long enough to get to a good solid point in recovery where you're confident in yourself and your ability to stay away from those drugs. But if you are on those drugs, the opiates, and you've been taking them for a while and you're dependent on them, and you take that Suboxone, the blocker in that Suboxone goes onto your brain and rips every opiate out off of the opiate receptors in your brain, and you instantly start withdrawing because every bit of opiates is jumping out of your system at the same time.
No shit.
And I did that to myself one time. And this was at the time when I was going to St. Louis every day to get heroin. And their heroin in St. Louis is just straight fentanyl anymore. That's all it is. There's no heroin in it. It's just fentanyl. And it's really cheap. And that's why we were going there every day. We were driving there every day to get it. and I was on these fentanyl things heavy as fuck. I was shooting them up every single day, like 6-8 times a day.
Jesus.
And I took a Suboxone, and I wasn't thinking nothing about it. And it took all those opiate receptors off my brain, and I got so sick. I was laying there crying, shaking, and sweating so bad that the sweat was running into my eyes and making it to where I was breathing it in my nose and my mouth, and I was choking on my own sweat.
Jesus.
And then I would get cold and start shivering. I had to take the blanket off, put the blanket back on, start sweating so much it's going to my eyes and I can't breathe. Dude, it was insane.
That's fucking heavy, dude.
That is heavy.
Yeah, it's called precipitative withdrawal, and it's like, well, like I said, it takes every bit of opiates in your system and it rips them off in a matter of about 15 minutes. So you're instantly sick from all those opiates all at once. And like I said, I was on these fentanyl beans heavy.
And during this whole thing, you were with a lady.
Oh yeah.
And you guys ended up having a kid, right?
Yeah. I was with
you don't have to say the name, but
yeah, I don't even like to say the name, but I mean, the only good thing that came from that relationship was my little baby girl.
yeah.
And I'm grateful for that. But I'm not in contact with the mother.
And she's not in contact with Scarlett, right? That's your baby girl's name, right?
Yeah, my baby's name is Scarlett.
Scarlett, right?
But no, she is in contact with her, but she just has supervised visits. For a while, she was getting unsupervised visits, and they were giving her more. The court was giving her more privileges than I was getting, when she was doing just as bad as I was. And I don't know how she was getting past with all this stuff that she was doing, because I know she was using the same drugs I was.
So she was an addict. How'd you meet her?
Treatment.
Treatment.
Yep. That's the worst idea ever. Don't go to treatment looking for a woman.
Yeah, I thought that stuff was like frowned upon. Like people in treatment ain't supposed to like.
Oh, they're not.
They're not.
And it's for good reason.
Yeah.
I found out the exact reason.
Yeah.
So,
Care if I hit that pin?
Yeah.
how old is your baby girl now?
She's 3. And she's the best damn thing that's ever happened to
She's
me,
a
bro.
big girl, man. She is tall.
She's tall.
She's chunky. I was at Taco Bell 2 weeks ago. Me and Annabelle went on a Sunday, and I seen Emily and Mike walk in, and I seen her, and I was like, holy shit, dude. I was like, she is huge. Like,
She's got
just,
her little glasses.
Yeah, she did, dude. She's just so tall,
I
dude.
haven't seen her in a while.
Because my kid's 3, and she's just a little squirt.
Mm-hmm.
She's 25 pounds. She's a little squirt. She's just going to be a little girl, you know what I mean? Her mom was the same way when she was that age. She didn't really hit a growth spurt till she was like probably 7 or 8. But like, she walked in, and I was like, I know that person. I was like, oh, that's Emily. And I didn't know the Mike's name. And then she's walking in behind him, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, dude.
She's the cutest thing ever.
She looks so much like your side of the family.
Dude, everyone says she looks just like you, dude.
Yeah.
I just the other night, Friday night, I got to go to her dance recital. She's in dance.
Nice.
And she had a dance recital there in Jacksonville. 3 years old. She's up there on stage doing her dances with the other girls. It was great. She did her ballet routine. She did 2 ballet routines, and they were both great. She did great. She danced and followed the routine just like she was supposed to. And
so now does Emily have like the whole full custody of Scarlett?
It's temporary custody, but yes.
Like until you are like know you're stable, know nothing's gonna happen.
Correct.
You got a good job, you're making money, you can actually.
When
the court looks at you and goes, okay, you're going to be fine.
Yes, exactly. And they do little steps up, like I'll go to unsupervised visits at some point. And
now, how's Emily taking it? Because she seems like she's doing wonderful with her.
She is.
She
loves
seems
her
like
to
she
death.
stepped the fuck up and.
Dude, I'm so thankful for my sister Emily. She she's loved Scarlett just like her own, and so is Mike. And I love them both for that. In the deepest part of my soul, I'm so grateful for both of them. They've given my daughter a place where she can live, be happy, thrive, and grow in
a normal.
and grow in more ways than just physically. She
Yeah.
can be. She is smart. She's socially there. She knows how to act socially. She misbehaves sometimes, but that's
Kids.
every
Kids,
that's
dude.
every
Kids.
little girl.
Yeah.
Kids.
She just is doing so well, and she's a happy little girl. And yeah, man,
I'm so happy that she wasn't thrown into the system, dude.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
happy that she was at the age she was at when I was doing bad, because I don't want her to remember her daddy high.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to remember her daddy high. As long as I continue to do what I'm doing, then she never has to see her dad high.
Because there was some
And she loves her dad.
There were
Good.
some moments when you and your ex, your baby mama, were together, and you guys had her, like, at your mom's house, and shit fucking happened, right? Like, some wild fucking shit happened.
Yep.
I'm just so, really, dude, to go back, I'm so fucking thankful that, because, dude,
Dude, that was
The-
best case scenario.
Yeah,
is
because-
Emily coming up with your daughter.
you hear so many fucking horror stories about adoptions and the adoption places that
or
they're
foster
at.
care.
The
Yeah.
foster care. Holy fuck. Like,
Dude, I could not live with myself if that would have happened.
there's so many people out there that somehow pass these fucking checks, and they're literally only wanting these kids because the state's going to pay them to have this child.
Oh, yeah.
And then they just treat them. Listen, when we were kids and we lived in Virginia before
Yeah.
we moved to Chandlerville, there was this place on the highway, this big ass house, and there was two little black kids, and they were wonderful. CJ and Jasmine. I still remember their names clear as day, dude. And CJ was like just the coolest, down to earth dude. Like, I remember this guy so vividly, and his little sister was just, a little girl. She was great, man. And me and him were the same age. And I remember I went over to this foster house, and bro, like, it was the nastiest fucking place I've ever been in, dude. There was dog shit everywhere. There was piss everywhere. The dude was passed out with a fucking bottle in his hand of, like, some type of vodka. Like, just passed out. There was no mom. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
Like, no food in the fridge.
There was nothing.
Jesus.
We went up to his room, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
And it was, no joke, guys, it was like a piece of cardboard on the ground and a blanket.
That's worse than being
That's all it was.
with the parent,
And, like, he had, like, broken glass in here, right? And, like, he was like, yeah, I take his bottle, take the bottles from downstairs, and we just throw them and break them. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like, even at that age, like fucking, like 8, 9, whatever I was,
Yep.
I was like, this is rough. And he would talk about his dad. Like, he would talk about his dad like he was some fucking superhero, I don't know the story behind what happened. But it was the sad, like, now, that I think, it's like, it was the saddest fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, Sam would know. We had that foster house there in Ashland.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
were
you had-
never good because, what's his face in
Yeah,
Centerville?
John.
They didn't give a
Yeah.
shit about any of them kids. Look how all of those kids turned out.
Yeah,
all of them.
you had Atterbury.
Fucking
What was that one dude's name?
Arab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
Josh,
was there. Josh
yeah.
Woods.
I forgot about him, dude. He was actually pretty cool, dude. I don't know if you guys had a problem with him.
I mean, I didn't. I chilled over there all the time, but he was a piece of shit.
He wasn't
Was
a.
he?
He
I
did
wasn't-
all this. He did all the same shit I did. He was
Yeah.
eating pills and drinking
Yeah.
a bunch, and we were over there doing all that shit together. I mean,
I think I scared some people that used to live over there at the laundromat. I had to go in there and scare a couple people one day. And he hung out there. I think you guys hung out there too, didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah. Me and John had to go up in there
Yeah.
one time and get some money that someone owed me. Old Anthony. But Yeah, man, it was crazy to see that. Like, now that I think back to it, I'm like, holy fuck, like, people literally just had these kids to get money. So they don't have to work. You know what I mean? They make enough money to just fucking, from the state, to buy their alcohol and shit and not give a fuck about these kids. It's the saddest fucking thing. So I'm so glad that Emily and Mike were, like, you know, able to...
Best case, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, dude. And
You got
Emily, you know,
room.
super fucking smart.
Yeah, I mean,
dude.
they're doing well for themselves. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's in a great spot.
Yeah. But... And I don't mean to bring that up to make you feel bad or anything. But, because, dude, I'm proud as fuck of you. That you're still... Because, dude, it didn't take a week when you would get out of fucking rehabs and you were fucked again. I remember you would get out of rehab, you'd call me and be like, dude, I'm out of rehab, I'm doing good. A week later, you'd call me and be like, hey, man, you want to buy any fucking pills? And I'm like, no. Not at all. And you're like, yeah, I figured you'd say that. And I'm like...
Why'd you call me?
I'm like, dude, like, I you know, I got a family I got to take care. No way, man.
You know why I did that? I think I just wanted someone to know I was, like, reaching out for help. But in, like, some fucked up way. You know what I'm saying?
That sucks because that means like Caleb's like, oh fuck no, I don't want none of this shit, dude. Like, what do you
But
mean?
I would
dude? What the
speak
fuck
my
you
mind
doing?
to him, though. I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, and then I'd be like, I thought you were good. What the fuck are you doing?
Good,
Like,
that's what
bro.
we
And
fucking
then,
needed,
I
dude.
would be like, yeah, I'm good.
No, I'm good. And I'm like, bro, I can hear your voice over the phone.
You're fucked up.
Like, I've been around these people.
You're 5
yeah,
deep.
like I know you're fucked. I've been there. Like, not as bad, but you know, I've dabbled in that. But it was, and then I never would tell, like, and I should have went like straight to your mom or something and been like, dude, he's fucked. Like but I was always like, you know, I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know why I never did. You know what I mean? I was just kind of like, well, I guess he's going to figure it out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's not much that I can do because you didn't want to stop being that person.
Exactly like I said, you're not going to stop till you decide yourself you're going to stop.
Yeah.
Nobody else can do it for you.
But man, dude, so...
Like I said, your fucking mom used to hype you up, dude. Because, like, my mom and your wife kind of worked together there for a little bit.
My mom still does. My mom is...
Dude, she would always hype you up. And I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude, good. Dude, that was, like, the greatest thing, though, man. Seeing your mom being all hype about you being good and ready. And then you fucking... I hear Caleb, yeah, fucking talk to Sam. It's all fucked up.
That's what I'd
again.
say. I'd be like, bro, Sam called me the other night. He's like, oh, yeah, how's he doing? He asked me if I wanted to buy pills, if that says anything. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like he's going to sell them and not do them. There's no fucking way that someone that's an addict is going to sell them and not do them.
Yeah, they were more valuable to me than anyone. I tell you that right now.
But man, dude, I'm glad I'm glad you finally are. It seems like you're finally like, you know, I got to get my life together.
Yeah. I mean,
at peace for most part, right?
Hell yeah.
What do you think did that for you, man? What really? Because dying didn't do it.
No, I mean,
you
it
would have
was
done it
just
3 times, you know.
Think about it. It's just everything added up.
Like,
You get to a point where you're just like numb and you want to feel again, but you don't want to have to do some shit that you're going to feel bad about to feel good. So you figure out other ways to do it.
right?
And
Do you think the counseling is really a big part?
oh yeah, 100%.
You can just talk about it, let it go.
Yeah, and they tell you different ways that'll help you out with the ways that you're thinking and stuff like that. It's extremely valuable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are all the rehabs kind of preaching the same thing, or are they?
It's a little bit different material at different ones,
Right.
but I mean, there's a lot of the same stuff because I mean, there's one way to explain drug addiction. Well, I mean, I guess there's different ways, but I don't know how to explain it.
Would you say Gateway is the biggest piece of shit of a rehab?
Their rooms are all nice and fancy and everything, but they're fake. They don't care about you. They want your insurance money.
That's what I hear.
I mean, we still got.
It's
know.
a revolving door. Yeah.
We still know people out there that still, can't get help. Like.
Yeah.
But and they still, that's like their go-to. Like, we'll go to Gateway for a week and then boom, back out. I'm starting, be good for maybe a month and then back out to the causing fucking trouble.
Yeah, where I went, the last time I went to treatment was in Peoria. Or no. Where? Champaign. Why did I say Peoria? But, last place I went was in Champaign. And I had to detox for like 5 days. And then I did the actual rehab part for 28 days. And, I gained a lot from that. Just, I don't know. It's like you're immersed in it. So it has a lot bigger effect on it than if you were to try to practice it yourself at home.
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's super important. But it's really important too to choose the right place to go.
Right.
Like, it's it makes a difference where
the
you
people
go.
The people running the place and they're going to be treating you mean a fuckload because they're the ones that are going to get you on the right path to get better.
You're in their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just some fucking person that's like, give me that insurance money. You know what I mean?
The people at the place I went, they really care about the patients. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell it. And they work long hours, and they come in all kinds of hours and do that. Just do it, and most of the reason they do it is to help.
Yeah.
They don't get paid a lot.
Yeah.
They truly want to help. So, I don't know. That place really had a huge effect on me, for real.
Was it better for you to go out of state? Because I feel like it'd be worse, kind of, because you have to make friends with the people that you're rehabbing with.
Well...
And I'm sure, most of those guys know people outside of it, so, I mean...
When I went to that treatment, that was out of state, Hazelden, Betty Ford. That place is like the Ritz-Carlton of treatment centers. Yeah. Okay? This place was crazy. And, I was there for, I think, 60-something days. It was a longer stay of treatment. But it was super nice. They had a family program where they allowed the families to come in and they would pay for a hotel, and then they would come every day for a week and do these seminars and just learn about addiction and everything, so they could have more insight into their kid. And my mom and dad did that shit, and that was super cool. They support me so much. It's crazy. I love them to death. My parents are a huge effect on my want to stay sober.
Right.
Because they just make me feel good. I know they're proud of me, and that hypes me up. Just like he was saying, my mom still hypes me up, and she does it to other people too.
Yeah. Dude, I'm more than fucking proud of you, dude.
I'm fucking couldn't be more prouder for what you've told us and fucking, what you've gone through than how you are now, man.
You look good. You're not fucking skin and bones. You don't look fucked. You look healthy. You look like you're on a good path, dude.
I am, bro. I feel decent.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, we're trying to get back. We want you back to be Goofy Sam again with us, dude. That's what we want.
That
dude.
was the weirdest thing when he would come out of rehabs is I was still the same goofy person, but he wouldn't be, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I have to be serious sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
But hey, dude,
I still
not in this
I
fucking
still
room.
am goofy sometimes though, but most of the time it's while I'm by myself, like on a Snapchat, sending it to somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, dude, when we would get together, we would fucking just be fucking off.
Like I said, sometimes it sounds like fucking barn animals are outside fucking with you guys making some weird ass noises and
Yeah,
shit, dude. Like, wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was. We would, dude.
Pterodactyl.
You
Yeah.
remember Demon, dude? Remember the K2 days?
Oh my god.
We came up with so many things.
Dude,
We had the whole fucking school saying shit that we said.
I think that shit like summoned demons into our brains. That
The
shit-
Scooby snacks, dude.
Holy fuck. You started hallucinating right away. I remember that. You took one big hit and started hallucinating.
We were in the parking lot of school, and he had it. He's like, "Try it, man." He's like, "I got a zebra pen," and I hit the whole thing. And then I looked at a person.
You looked at
and-
Curtis.
Yeah, that's who it was, Curtis. And I looked at him, and I was like, "You're a fucking cartoon, dude. I'm freaking out." You know?
That shit was some serious shit.
That was some serious. Remember
I
the
had
100X
smoked it.
stuff?
I had smoked it before school that day.
You guys make me sound
Remember
bad.
the AK
I wasn't that bad in
the
high school.
AK-40
You make me sound like a pussy in high school, dude.
That AK-47.
Oh my god,
And then when you went back to your mom and dad's house.
dude, that's that's like the one time my dad said, "I've had enough," and he went to the dude's house, and he was like, "I'm gonna fucking annihilate you." Like, he was like, "I'm gonna fucking hurt you if you," because dude, this dude was 40 something,
Yeah.
and we weren't 16. I know that. We were 15, and you know what got us caught? We didn't take our fucking shoes off when we got home.
Oh,
If we would have took our
fuck.
shoes off and went upstairs and went to bed, we would have been fine. But we were like, "Do you think we should take them off?" And I was like, "I don't know. What do you think?" He's like, "I don't know. What do you think?" And I'm like, "Fuck it. Let's just go upstairs." And then Mom calls me down. You know what I mean? And bro, she walks. She calls me down, and I come down, and it's her and Dad, and they're like, "We know you're fucked up." And then we walk in, and Sam's on the stairs looking down. And my mom just couldn't hold back from laughing, dude. Because he looked so fucked. Yeah, he was like... And his eyes are like this big, you know? And he's like... Oh, man.
That K2 shit is terrible.
It was bad. Remember the Cloud 900X?
Yes.
I looked at Steve one time because he used to do that shit, and then he'd be like, "I can't see anything." That's what he'd say. He'd be like, "I can't see the computer screen."
Remember when you would put a bunch of weed?
This was close to the end of this dude's life because we didn't know he was gonna die the way he died.
Oh my god.
And he's like, "Will you roll me a cigarette?" Because he was one of them guys, you know
Yep.
what I mean? And we were like, "Sure." So we fucking filled it with tobacco, weed, tobacco, weed, tobacco, weed, and
There was a bunch of weed in there. There was a bunch.
good chronic back then, you know.
Yeah.
And we gave it to him, and he lit it up, and he's like, took some, because he was a fucking, you know, a smoker.
yeah.
Took a big nasty hit, bro.
Coughed his dick off, dude.
He almost died from coughing. He almost died from coughing.
He went over to the sink. He's sitting there. Because he had the, what was it? The COPD or whatever the fuck it is. Emphysema and shit. And he's just like, oh!
Jesus.
Dude, it was, and he kept hitting it though. Remember?
Yeah.
He'd get done coughing and be like, damn. It would start over. We just fucking.
Dude, he probably went home
were
and dude was like,
laughing.
"What the fuck?"
We were at his house.
I need to get some cigarettes like this.
No, he was like, "What the fuck did you put in that?"
Did you tell him?
Yeah, we told him. I was like, "It's just weed," and he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, I don't know about that stuff.
Well, you just took
And he
a
was
fucking.
fucked
Well,
up.
come to find out, he's smoking crack
Oh,
too.
okay.
We didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Okay,
you
okay.
know?
That makes sense.
Jesus.
Dude,
Jesus.
I love that guy though, dude. I miss
Yeah.
that guy.
Me too. He was,
How did he? Who was it? I guess can we?
Steve, you don't know him.
Yeah.
We weren't even. I don't even think we were friends at that point. He was just this old dude. He was the dude that gave me all the swords and shit.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam, I love you, buddy. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you fucking survived the craziness. You know what I mean?
I'm here to tell the tale,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
dude. I'm glad
That
everything's.
dope can't kill me, motherfucker. I'm
Neither
here,
can
bitch.
fucking freeze. The ice can't kill you, dude.
Yeah.
The cold can't kill me.
Yeah.
The dope can't kill me. The motherfucking coma can't kill me. Come on, bitch.
But no,
Bring it on.
But no, really, dude. I'm proud of what you've have overcome. I'm glad you're still here, man. And yeah, hopefully we can have you on more just to fucking talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
Ought
you
to
know?
be back.
But yeah, man. Just hang in there. And if you need anything, you can get a hold of us anytime.
Hell yeah.
And also, fucking happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yep,
Happy
yep.
Mother's Day. We love
Thank
you.
Josh for the new table.
Yeah, we got a
Josh
new.
Lineberger from Chanderville.
Yep, thank you,
Hooked us
man.
up with a new table.
Thank you.
It is
Thank you.
nice. It is nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But yeah, so we'll see you guys on the next one.
See ya.
Later.